Right guys, welcome back to the channel. Season 2, episode 2 is here. As I said in the last episode, it's not going to get any easier. I've got the Dolphins who beat me in the last episode. Then I've got the Texans who ran me to a real tight game last season. Then I've got the Bills who, as we all know, knocked me out in the playoffs last year. So it's going to be hell. I know these videos can get quite long, so we'll get straight into it. And obviously we'll just commentate over the top, let you know what I was thinking during it. But I was so salty when I lost to Miami. So I went all out sweat mode trying to beat him. And let's see if I can. Right, okay, so we come up here. I'm coming out in bunch early on. I think I'm doing a bit of flood, but I see that Cooper absolutely toasts his man. So one of the first plays, and we throw it like 50 yards down the field, so happy days. We have a 2nd and 10 here. I hit him with a bit of space and switch, but I noticed he was double Maybelline, so I chucked in a little slant to mix it up and run it in with Jonnu Smith. So, as much as I was nervous about playing the game, I wanted to have a good start. We got the ball, which I always prefer getting the ball in at half rather than to start with. We managed to get an early touchdown. Hopefully we can then apply a bit of pressure and get a turnover, and then we'll be in full control. But we do get a sack there. We get some instant pressure with one of our draft picks in there in last season's draft, Rumpf. And then we run it in with Halani. So, don't want to jinx it, but it's the perfect start. Couldn't really gone any better. He does dot me up there. He throws it to Jalen Waddle. I'd try to send a bit more heat to this guy, which obviously going to leave the crossing routes open. I've either got to drop my zone drops back or keep them forward and hope the pressure comes in. But he had all the time in the world. And then dots me up here for the touchdown. So, I could have been a bit more patient with my defense there, but I was trying to be a bit too aggressive, get another turnover, and then it would have pretty much been GG's. But we're running the ball with Halani. We're trying to mix it up. I'll come out in strong close here, trying to give him a kind of run and pass look to see what he'd come out in. But he blitzes me, gets a sack. But I'm going to take my points, kick the 3 points, and then leave myself in a 2-possession lead. So hopefully we can get a quick stop here, and then we will be balling out and in full control of this game. So as you can see, he's going back to that crossing route, but we have it covered now. We actually have it double covered. That's how much we had it covered. But he does manage to get a bounce back route to Waddle, and then it leaves him with 29 seconds left. He's got one timeout here. He throws an out route there, real nice route, but he's unlucky. He actually catches it in bounds and then gets touched. So he has no timeouts left. 1st and goal here. He gets sacked, fumbled it. His O-line picks it up, and it runs out to half. So I think he'd regret that one looking back. You're probably just better off taking your points and then hoping you can stand up for 10 seconds with defense. But we have him bagged again there, fellas. I don't know how that's not a pick. I'm probably going to have to watch that back after. So he's literally thrown it straight at him. It's the easiest catch we'll ever see, but yeah, what can you do? And then he dots you up in one of the next plays. Yeah, he's moving this ball all right, to be fair. He's I've kind of had him bagged, but I mean, that's a completely blind read. I don't remember how this game goes, but that was a completely blind read. Nothing was open, so I think he's getting a bit frustrated trying to throw a tuddy. Obviously, I was coming out in a bit of cover 2 and cover 3, so he might have read that as cover 2, trying to throw it up the seam. But as you can see, we're then going to go back to pounding the rock. He's struggling with his run defense, so we're going to keep at it. I thought we dotted him up. Nope, we throw a pick. So yeah, we throw a pick. He goes stop and go there, and I think he gets a tuddy. So good defense there. I'm so used to having Gunslinger. So even watching that, I'm used to having Gunslinger just firing it in that little seam. But obviously, Matt Jones is nothing like Aaron Rodgers, so nothing we can do there. But then we do get to dot him up ourselves with Amari Cooper, Matt Jones firing it in there. And it's still got a long way to go. So he still needs to keep the ball, kind of keep the points rolling, because one stop and he could get a touchdown and be in full control himself. So it's a 1st and 10 here. Hit him with a bit of Z spot, and it gets wide open. That absolutely torched his coverage. Couldn't have got any more open if we tried. And thankfully, we got the pick. So then it's a 4th and 10 here. We nearly caught it in bounds. We didn't get his feet down, but he has to get this here. I kind of can tell he's got a delay route coming, but I get stuck in his wide receiver, and he managed to get the 1st down. Then he comes out here. We're not having any of that RPO, so it leaves him in the 3rd and long. So 3rd and 15 here. He no huddles it, so he's trying to get this going quickly. I think I'm sending a bit of a blitz here. Let's have a look. Yeah, I'm sending a blitz, putting some hard flats out there. Hopefully the heat can come in. We drop back because I know he's looking for the crossing route. I put the hard flat there, but the hard flats were like 25, so he didn't have any underneath route. So I kind of learnt from earlier when I was sending my pressure. So he's got a massive 4th and 15 here. And obviously, he doesn't get it. My defense, yeah, I was set up for that completely, so happy days. But he does sack me again. It looked like it was going to be a sack, but it looks like that was... Just didn't get it in. I don't really know what happened there, but we managed to run the ball in the next play. And Halani's been real good for me. I'm really happy with how I drafted in that draft. I scouted really hard, as we get another pick here, but I scouted really hard. I knew exactly what I wanted to look for. My draft board was nice and clear. And we pretty much got what we want. I missed out on a few cornerbacks that I wanted. I wanted to get another cornerback, but we managed to get Mosley in the free agency, which he's balled out for me this year as well. Then we managed to get the ball in again. Sony Michel absolutely fights for me. And then, yeah, you got 4 seconds left. The game's over. Smoke him 38-12. So I managed to get my revenge. I didn't really like how the last game went down. I didn't control the game very well. I should have beat him. I was lazy on defense. Just keep running the same things, even though I know he's beating me with it. So I was switched on for that game. And yeah, I wasn't going to let him beat me twice. So really happy I can get the win. And then the win. But then we move straight on to the Texans. Texans, as we all know, is a hell game. He runs his own little scheme with Deshaun Watson kind of controlling it, being the field general, as it were. And he can throw. He's got gunslinger, escape artist. He does all these read options. He's got Philip Lindsay in there as well. So it's an absolute nightmare to stop. And he's got a nice scheme out of it. So he comes out here. It was 3rd and goal. And I knew he was going to go to the read up. Nearly yawn there. I knew he was going to go to the read option. If you remember the last game when he went for 2 at the end, he went for the read option. So when he needs yards desperately, his read option's his go-to. And obviously we knew it was coming. So we just conservative on the option defense. And we are laughing. So 2nd and 2 here, nothing is open at all. Well, I was looking at the right side. Hunter Henry was wide open, but I didn't see that till late. And then we run the ball in with Halani. As I said before, what a draft pick. He was like 2nd fastest in the combine. I just had a feeling he was going to be good. I've not seen many other kind of franchises that anyone else had used, so I wasn't going on off that. It was more just how my scouting went and how I thought he'd perform for me and kind of the role he'd play, and I'm really happy with it. But we have the 4th and 8 here. He doesn't manage to get it, so we're actually in full control of the game now. We didn't manage to make the most of it ourselves, so we had to punt it straight back to him. So he ends up with a 4th and 3 on the 37-yard line. He manages to sink it, so at half-time it's 14-6. So we come out here. I was going to say it looked like I sent a lot of pressure there, but the pressure came flying in, and he's on a 4th and 14. He throws it long. I thought I had it covered, but unfortunately JC Jackson's a little bit too slow. And then he managed to scoot in the end zone. So it's a close game. It is a GG. This guy's a baller. He gets his 2 points as well. So it's going to be a tricky one. We're drawing. There's a long way to go with these 7-minute quarters. So there's a long way to go in this game. So we've still got a dot up. We've got a ball out ourselves. And hope we can get a turnover. We do run a PA boot over. And thankfully, the crossing route gets wide open. And then we manage to scoot in here with Halani again. I don't know if this is his breakout game. But obviously I was trying to rush with him quite a bit as well to make sure we scoot in the end zone with him. But then he comes out with another run. It looks so easy to stop, boys. But it's not. It's not at all. It's because of all the read options. He runs play actions. He kind of runs everything. So it's a bit of a nightmare to stop. But he does throw a bit of a duck there, fellas. I was nice and patient on defense. And he runs up, scoots up, scrambles. Deshaun sells him out a little bit. And then we just need to capitalise. We just need to get any points on the board now. There's not long left in the game. Circle looks open. I mean, boys, you're going to say that should have been a pick, but he had a D lineman there, so I knew I could throw it. They're literally invisible in this game. Linebackers, D linemen, you can throw it straight at their face. They're not going to stop it. I'm yawning now. Jesus, it's because I'm not breathing in between talking, but yeah, apologies if I've had the ugliest yawn you've ever seen. There's a 1st and 10 there. He's got to get a touchdown. I send a bit of pressure there, trying to set my spy and then click on and catch it. But he was too quick with Gunslinger. And then surprisingly, he runs the ball. I was literally set out completely for the run. But he runs the ball. We've got 20 seconds left or so. We just need a 1st down to win and we get the 1st down. So happy days. We get the dub and now we move on to the Bills. This is quite a long cutscene, but as you can see it here, jumping into the Bills. We beat him in a close one last game, so I know he wants his revenge. So yeah, hopefully we can beat him, but I know he's going to be fired up and concentrating for this one, especially as a divisional opponent. So he comes out here, dots me up with that slant. I I think he has a delay fade coming out.
Again.
Jesus Christ, I got a pick. I didn't realise this is. I haven't not seen this game in a little while. This was a little while ago, but I mean, I throw a pick myself, so that is horrible. But yeah, I thought he had a delay fade because that's what he normally does. But he threw a pick, and then I throw an absolutely horrible throw to Hunter Henry. I don't know why I threw that, but I threw it, and then he lasers me and gets a touchdown himself. So X looks wide open, Hunter Henry. So we do a little check down there, try and move the chains, and get this ball rolling. So we come out here. Jesus, I remember throwing that play actually, boys, and I remember it being a lot more open than that it looked there. I remember thinking Amari Cooper's toasted him and that he had a cloud on the left-hand side. So if I throw it up, it's going to be a touchdown. But he stuck with it with his user. Obviously, Mac underthrew it a little bit. But then we come back and get a pick ourselves. I'm yawning like crazy, sorry. But yeah, we get the pick ourselves. Happy days. Bills would have been a little bit hard done by there, to be fair to him. Josh Allen never misses a throw, and he missed one there and threw it straight at me. We touchdown it there, though, boys. What a terrible sentence that was. We touchdown it. Yeah, we get the touchdown there, fellas. Marquise Goodwin absolutely toasts his man with that 97 speed. And, I mean, it's a close game, 7-all. We get a sack there, so we're balling out on defence. And at the moment, we've got the #1 defence in the league. So our defence isn't a problem. It's just moving the ball with Matt Jones. It is tough not having Gunslinger and him having no speed. But he has a 3rd and 35 here. I have no idea how he thinks he's going to get it. And oh my God, no way did he get that.
Thank you, come again.
That was crazy. We get a pick. We so deserve the pick in the last play. I can't believe that his tight end managed to catch that. JC Jackson was there, had the animation. He literally threw it straight at my face. But thankfully, we put Jones in that kind of 5-yard zone depth, which meant he played both of them routes. But then this is where having Matt Jones is just an absolute nightmare. If you watch that back, boys, it looks like a blind read. But I'm so used to having A-Rod there, throwing a quick table route as he gets open, and then you just nick a few yards. And then we get sold again with Matt Jones, under pressure, inaccurate. He literally throws it straight at his face and straight at his user, and nowhere near my players. So within kind of literally two plays, we're losing and in a really bad spot. Wow. I'm yawning like crazy. Sorry, fellas. It's been a long day. But we had a 4th and 17 there. I'm getting desperate now. It is rough having Matt Jones without Gunslinger, but we're trying our best. We do get a sack there, so it's a 4th and long now, and yeah, he has to punt the ball. There's no way he's going to go for it in that situation. So, I mean, we're still in it. We're still in it, fellas. Get a touchdown here, and it's going to be a close game. Oh, my God, what is going on? I don't even know what to say there, boys. I saw an out route. It looked open. I lobbed past it, but by the time the lob pass got there, his linebacker got outside. I thought if I bullet past it, it would have been a pick, so I lobbed it. But it's a pick anyway. So, yeah, I mean, I can't believe this is happening. It's just hard to watch these kind of games because I know what was kind of going on in my head. And it sounds like an excuse, but if you have Gunslinger, you're so used to making reads with it and throwing certain things. As we get a tuddy there, it's a little cover 4 beater. But yeah, it's just one of those things where you just got to live and learn. I've already taken an L against the Dolphins, so it's not ideal taking it against the Bills as well when they're both in my division. But what can you do? We do manage to get him to a 4th and 12 here, and he misses the field goal. So we're still in this game, fellas. We're still in it. We just need a money play here or a money drive, and we are laughing. So we come out here. He comes out in cover 3. So I throw a low ball to the seam, which gets open 1 million times out of 1. It's always open. But Matt Jones throwing it 5 years too late with no power, no gunslinger. Gets it there. He gets it picked. And yeah, Matt Jones just sold me there. So that's one where in the press conference afterwards, you're absolutely rinsing your quarterback, saying, yeah, he's got a long way to go in his development. But yeah, it is rough. I would beat a lot of these guys with Gunslinger, which is obviously the point of this, is to try and win with Matt Jones rather than Aaron Rodgers or Deshaun Watson or even Justin Herbert now. But it is tough. You get games like this where your defense keeps you in it, but you can't quite do it on offense. So there's still some big games coming up, boys. I promise you. The start of my schedule is just an absolute hellish schedule. So it's going to be even tougher going through. We've got the Ravens in the next episode. We've got the Falcons of a guy called Paolo. He can play. So it's going to be tough. Appreciate all the support. So please like, comment and subscribe. And I'll catch you in the next one.